So over the past 7 days, I've been researching literally hundreds of different Solana liquidity pools over on Orca as well as Radium, looking to earn a 10% per month passive income. Now I've looked at different cryptocurrency assets that are tied to platforms that have high utility and revenue. Some of those include Parcel, Helium, Zeus Network, Render Network, Drift Trade, and even Camino Finance. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my exact findings, the current Solana positions that I'm invested into, as well as what Solana positions I plan to invest into in the future. And if you guys like transparent updates on my personal portfolio, along with just transparency in the decentralized finance space, make sure to drop a like and subscribe when notifications are turned on, and stick around for some other videos. Now, I used Metrics Finance to find all of these different positions, and today I'm going to be using Metrics Finance Simulate page to actually look at the results behind these positions and build out a robust portfolio. The first liquidity pool that I'm going to be taking a look at is Jito Sol to Parcel. Now, a lot of people might ask, what is Jito Sol? Why are you pairing it with Jito Sol instead of Sol? The reason why is because Jito Sol to Parcel has the most liquidity. It has $200,000 of TVL, and the same exact pool on the same fee tier over on Sol to Parcel has $10,000 of TVL, and it's not doing nearly as good a return. It's doing about 30%. Now, I typically deposit about $10,000 into a single liquidity pool, so I'll put my deposit amount at $10,000. And when it comes to finding my range, I'm going to put my max price at something along the lines of $875, basically. The reason why I do that is because I want to follow this trend. We're currently going down, which is actually good for Parcel because it's taking less and less Parcel to equal 1 Jito Sol, which means that Parcel is outperforming. But the thing is, as we continue to go down, we are going to lose exposure to Parcel because of divergence loss. And this right here represents the correlation chart. So it represents how many Parcel tokens equal 1 Jito Sol. And if you guys have absolutely no idea what any of that means, I highly recommend you scroll down to the description and take a look at my DeFi Excel community. We're currently only charging $25 per month for a limited time. There's no lock-in, it's billed monthly, and you can cancel at any time. But essentially, we're going to provide you with a roadmap to get onboarded in DeFi and help you start up with your first liquidity pools. But essentially, what we do is provide you with the very resources we wish we had when we first got started in the DeFi industry, and the crypto industry, and blockchain, and everything like that. Additionally, we're going to provide you with an action plan to get started, deploy your capital, and open up your first few liquidity pools. But diving back into my range, I would put $875 on the top, and then I would adjust this bottom price accordingly until I get about 63% Parcel. The reason why I want 63% Parcel is simply because I'm a little bit more bullish on Parcel than I am Sol. I think it's going to outperform Sol, and recently it has been outperforming Sol. And when we take a look over here at the APR for this is roughly 205% APR, and we're at the peak of liquidity distribution. Volume, if anything, has picked up over the past 30 days. So if we were to zoom into the past, say 3 days, we're actually doing annualized about 300% APR when only using 3 days of data. This is a very, very solid opportunity, so I'm going to save it to my portfolio, which is going to put it right over here in the build section in Metrics Finance. Now, the beauty of building portfolios in DeFi is you can manage your risks. So I can put, say, $10,000 in Jito Sol Parcel, and I could put another 10K in maybe another risky pair, but then I can allocate primarily to stuff that's doing 50, 60, 70% APR that's relatively safe and has been around for a very long time. And then when I average out my return, I'm most definitely going to be hitting my 10% per month goal. Anyways, the next liquidity pool that I'm going to be taking a look at is HNT to Sol. Now, you might be asking why I'm pairing everything with Sol as opposed to doing something like HNT to USDC. That's simply because we're trying to mitigate that divergence loss. That divergence loss happens when one asset goes up and the other stays the same, or one asset goes down and the other stays the same, or maybe they both go up but one goes up more, or they both go down and one go down more. There is divergence right there, price divergence, which causes divergence loss, meaning one of your assets is sold into the underperforming asset. So if HNT goes up 10%, Sol goes up 5%, we're going to gain a little bit more Sol exposure because of divergence loss. Now, if you guys already have a DeFi portfolio and you're truly looking to scale it so you can have passive income to support your family or create generational wealth, I'm going to recommend you to take a look at our DeFi Legacy program, which is down below in the description. We essentially have a 5-phase roadmap to building and scaling your DeFi portfolio while mitigating risk as well as divergence loss. Now, we've worked with 150 different people under this roadmap and achieved remarkable results. So if you guys want to check that out, once again, it's down below in the description. The DeFi Legacy program is most definitely more exclusive than the Excel program. Excel is meant to get you started, whereas Legacy is meant to help you scale. And it's also application only, but I want to dive back into these positions and talk about what we could do over here, because you'll notice that the chart is actually going up, which means that Sol is outperforming HNT. So the next thing I want to do is see how long the chart's been going up for. I zoom out to 90 days and you can see there was a pretty solid run for HNT over here, doing way better than Sol. And this is just nickels and dimes when we zoom out, basically. So I'm going to zoom back into 30 days, and then from here, I'm going to put my max price at something like $25 25. And the reason why is because that allows it to continue the trend that's currently in. And then I'll keep this at around 16. That'll give me about 55% H&T. Why 55% and not 65 or 70%? Well, the reason why is because I do think H&T is going to do better than Sol, but at the same time, right now it's not. So it doesn't make sense to completely weight it all into H&T if it's not doing better right now. We'd want to rebalance our liquidity pool and adjust it over time. And you can see this is doing about a 95% APR, which is not too bad whatsoever. And I'm pretty happy with the results that we're getting right here. So once again, I am going to save it to my portfolio just by hitting save to portfolio. Now, if you guys don't know what Parcel and H&T are, these are different cryptocurrency assets that have platforms behind them, that have businesses behind them, and actually have utility. They give holders a reason to hold, as opposed to just being some speculative asset like WIF or like some random meme coin. And we've actually done due diligence reports on all these different assets in our DeFi Legacy program to keep our members informed with the latest and greatest information in decentralized finance and give them an edge. So that way they don't go and throw their money into these tokens, not realizing if they actually give them a reason to hold. Anyways, I'm looking at Zeus now. This is another platform that we've looked into in the past, and it's pretty solid. And they're building some pretty cool utility behind their token, I shall say that. And we're gonna put our max price at something like 575 to capture the recent data, and we're gonna drag that min price down to 300, just like that. We're gonna get about 62% Zeus, which is good, but I want a little less. I want more like 58, 60%. So I'm gonna do 315 as my min price. The reason why I prefer 60 or 58 is because you'll notice that the trend is starting to flatline. It went somewhat like that, like a little skateboard ramp, I guess you could say, where it's starting to get flat towards the bottom, basically, which means that the trend is starting to die down. So I need to make sure that I'm factoring that into my range. These two assets are also very correlated, with a correlation of 70% in volume picking up over the past 30 days. Pretty solid stuff. On a $10,000 deposit amount, we're estimated to do about 28 bucks per day, or a 100% APR. Let's save that to our portfolio as well. Now I'm looking at this $30,000 portfolio that we have right here, and just off of Jito Sol Parcel, Sol Zeus, as well as Sol H&T, we're already doing our goal of 11% per month. Pretty solid. So I'm going to start to fast forward through some of these liquidity pools, including Render, as well as Drift and Camino, build out the entire portfolio and come back to you guys. Render Sol's doing pretty well at a 60% APR, with Render recently outperforming Sol, along with a 92% correlation. This is the beauty of correlated pairs, and volume history has stayed very, very consistent here. And just like that, we're fully built out. Off of $60,000, which is 10K in each pool, we are estimated to generate a total of $211 per day. That's 10.5% per month, surpassing our 10% per month goal. And these are all solid assets. They're not meme coins. They are solid assets with platform behind them. Now, granted, these platforms could go down. These platforms could fail. They are businesses. The businesses can fail. And if they do, that is going to reflect on the token price. You need to do analysis on these tokens to make sure they're actually something that you want to hold in your portfolio. But this is a step in the right direction to generating consistent passive income that you can use to shape your own financial legacy. Now, keep in mind, this is just the initial portfolio build out. I am going to be doing a part 2 to this video where I essentially update my DeFi Legacy members on how I would risk manage this portfolio and what positions I actually plan on deploying into. So if you guys want to check that out, the link is down below in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.